The jungle holds secrets older than time, whispered on the wind and carried by the rain. But some secrets don't stay buried forever. Deep within the Congo, where the maps fade to green and the air grows heavy with the scent of damp earth and decay, legends speak of a guardian, a king who is more than just an animal. They call him GORAK, the shadow of the Silverback. For centuries, local tribes have passed down stories of a colossal gorilla, twice the size of any known silverback, with fur like spun moonlight and eyes that burn with an ancient orange fire. They say he is the protector of the valley, a phantom that walks between the worlds of shadow and light. Scientists have dismissed these tales as folklore, campfire stories born from the jungle's intimidating darkness. But what if the legends are real? What if something truly monumental has been living, breathing, and watching from the heart of the world's most impenetrable wilderness? Our expedition began with a single, tantalizing clue. A satellite image showing an unexplainable thermal anomaly deep within a previously unexplored valley. It was a long shot, a wild goose chase according to our peers. But the pull of the unknown was too strong. We assembled a team of veteran explorers, biologists, and cinematographers, driven by the desire to document what could be the greatest zoological discovery of our time. Getting there was a battle in itself. We navigated treacherous rivers, cut our way through walls of vegetation, and endured the constant, oppressive humidity that saps your strength and plays tricks on your mind. The jungle tested us at every turn. Strange calls echoed in the night. Unseen things rustled in the undergrowth just beyond our campfire's light, and the feeling of being watched was constant. This place felt ancient, alive, and it didn't seem to want us here. After 3 weeks of relentless trekking, we found it. The entrance to the valley, concealed by a curtain of waterfalls and sheer, moss-covered cliffs. It felt like stepping into a lost world. The air here is different, charged with an energy that made the hairs on your arms stand up. The trees were giants, their canopies so dense they blotted out the sun, casting the forest floor in a perpetual twilight. And there were signs everywhere. Signs of something immense. Huge tracks, far larger than any recorded primate, were pressed deep into the mud. Trees, thick as a man's waist, were snapped in half like twigs. And on the ancient rock faces, we saw them. Massive claw marks, gouged deep into the stone, telling a story of unimaginable power and territorial battles. This wasn't just a gorilla's home. This was a titan's kingdom. We set up a discreet base camp, deploying state-of-the-art, Moshu-activated cameras, and acoustic sensors. Our mission was to observe, to document, not to disturb. 4 days, we saw nothing but the valley's native wildlife. Elusive forest elephants, vibrant flocks of birds, and shy oak. The forest was alive, but its king remained hidden. We began to wonder if we had followed a ghost, a myth. Then, on the 7th night, it happened. A storm rolled in, a violent tempest that shook the very ground. Lightning split the sky, illuminating the jungle in stark, terrifying flashes. One of our remote cameras, positioned near a network of deep caves at the valley's northern ridge, captured something. Through the sheets of rain and swirling fog, a shape emerged from the shadows of a cave mouth. It was bigger than we could have ever imagined. A silhouette of pure muscle and primal power. When the next flash of lightning lit the scene, our hearts stopped. It was him! GORAK! He stood on a rocky outcrop, water streaming from his shimmering silver fur. He wasn't just big, he was monumental, a living relic from a forgotten age. His head turned slowly, and for a split second, the camera caught the glint of his eyes burning orange embers in the darkness. He let out a roar, a sound that wasn't just an animal call but a force of nature, a deep, resonant blast that seemed to challenge the thunder itself. It was a declaration. This was his domain. Seeing him, even on a screen, was a humbling, terrifying, and awe-inspiring experience. The legends were true. We had found a living myth. The sheer scale of him was hard to comprehend. A typical silverback gorilla stands around 5.5 feet tall and weighs up to 400 pounds. Based on our initial analysis of the footage, GORAK stands over 10 feet tall when upright, with a body mass we estimate to be well over a ton. His muscle definition is unlike anything seen in the primate world, suggesting a creature of almost supernatural strength. But it's not just his size that's astounding. It's his intelligence! Over the next few weeks, we documented him from a distance. We watched him navigate his territory with a purpose and awareness that went beyond animal instinct. He seemed to understand the valley's delicate ecosystem, never taking more than he needed, even defending smaller creatures from predators. He was less a beast and more a steward, a lonely king ruling over his wild kingdom. The mystery of GORAK only deepened. Where did he come from? Is he the last of his kind? A final remnant of a species of myth? The local legends speak of him as the guardian of the deep earth, and we soon discovered what that might mean. The caves from which he emerged are part of a vast, unexplored subterranean network. Our geological sensors picked up strange readings from below hollow chambers, vast tunnels, and an unusual energy source emanating from deep within the rock. The legends also spoke of a threat, a danger that GORAK was charged with keeping contained. They described the ones below, ancient creatures that slumbered in the heart of the world, and that GORAK was their jailer. We dismissed it as folklore, another piece of the myth. We were wrong. One evening, a tremor shook our camp, not an earthquake, but something different, something rhythmic. It was coming from the direction of the caves. Alarmed, we directed our long-range thermal cameras toward the area. What we saw made our blood run cold. At the base of the cliff face, a fissure had opened in the ground, a jagged crack that wasn't there before. A faint, pulsating red glow seeped out, staining the jungle mist with a hellish light. GORAK was there, standing at the edge of the chasm. He wasn't roaring or beating his chest. He was standing perfectly still, a silent sentinel staring down into the glowing abyss. His entire posture was one of grim vigilance. He was on guard. He was waiting. Suddenly, from the depths of the crack, something moved. We couldn't see it clearly, just a pair of enormous, glowing red eyes that stared up from the darkness. They were filled with a malevolence that felt ancient and intelligent. Then, a set of monstrous claws, crusted with rock and glowing with internal heat, gripped the edge of the opening. The creature below was trying to pull itself out. GORAK let out a low, guttural growl that vibrated through our equipment. He slammed his fists against the ground, not in a display of dominance, but as a warning. The ground shook with the impact. This wasn't a territorial dispute. This was something else entirely. We were witnessing a timeless battle, a conflict between a guardian of the surface world and a horror from below. The creature's glowing eyes narrowed, and a sound like grinding rock and hissing steam rose from the fissure. GORAK responded with a deafening roar that echoed through the valley, a challenge to the thing that dared to crawl from the earth. He was ready to fight. We had come to this valley seeking a legend, and we found one. But we also stumbled upon a war that has been waged in secret for millennia. GORAK isn't just a giant gorilla. He is a warrior, a protector, holding back a darkness we never knew existed. The shadow of the Silverback is not a shadow of fear, but the shadow he casts to protect the world from what lies beneath. What is this creature? What else lurks in the world beneath our feet? And can even a titan like GORAK hold it back forever? The story is far from over. This is just the beginning. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the heart of the unknown. If you were as captivated by the mystery of GORAK as we are, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss part 2, where we venture closer to the abyss and witness the clash of titans. Follow our expedition, and let's uncover the truth together.